Hello everybody, welcome back to the Nibiru channel. It is October 21st, 2016, and one of our subscribers tipped me off to an article in Astronomy magazine. Now I have to apologize, because as we were recording, I just can't get it into my head, but I called the magazine Astrology magazine, when in fact, it's Astronomy magazine. I kind of mix up the two. But anyways, my point is, this article was very intriguing, and I have my own thoughts on it, and I wanted to share these thoughts with you, but I also want you to form your own opinion. Now, one of our Nibiru watchers and very loyal subscribers sent me an email earlier, and it had a link to an article from Astrology magazine dated for October 19th, 2016. And within the article, it is an interview with one of the astrophysicists, astronomers, who went on record about their discovery of this Planet 9. Now, the reason why I'm showing this has to do with the sun. Heading, Planet 9 may be responsible for tilting the sun. Now, for the past 6 months, a lot of us have had tremendous concerns about the sun. What is happening to the sun? Is there a sun simulator? Why is the sun so strong? Why does it not look right? Well, we've been trying to find out and answer these questions. And once again, I ask all of you to keep an open mind, and you're welcome to form your own opinions, because that's what you should do. You should form your own opinions. And I'm going to provide a link to this article so you can read it, and once again, you can form your own opinion. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my opinion. And based on this article, it is very scientific. Some of it you may or may not understand, because this is an interview with one of the gentlemen who came out with the research that is dealing with Planet 9, outside of our solar system, but orbiting our sun. And I do believe it takes 10 or 20,000 years for this Planet 9 to create one complete orbit. And what they talk about is the effects of this planet on our solar system and our sun. And this is an actual interview with one of the gentlemen that took part in this research and actually published papers on Planet 9. Now, coming back to October 19th, they're now giving more information on this Planet 9. And is it affecting the sun? So I'm not going to actually go into the entire article, because like I said, I'm going to give you a link. You read the article. It's kind of scientific. You may understand some of it. You may not understand any of it. But here is what I'm thinking. All of a sudden, there are things coming out about our solar system. Now, last week, Obama signed this whole space weather law, program, whatever you want to call it, alert system, executive order. Okay, that's a first. But it kind of goes hand in hand with all of our theories and conspiracies about Planet X and Nibiru. You know, we could take this all the way back 4,000 years into the Chinese writings of ancient times and the first dynasty. We could take this back all the way into the Bible. We could take this back into documentations about the Hopi Indians and the blue Kachina, the red Kachina. There are very, very many historical facts that deal with this subject. Is the timeline correct? I guess we're going to find out. But my point is, little bits of this information are now coming out, but they're doing it in a very subtle way. Are they going to say, hey, we issued this whole entire, report, this article, we were telling you? No, you weren't telling us. You were leaking bits of information. So like I've said before, everybody, we have disinformation, we have misinformation, And now we have little tidbits of leaking information. More and more satellites and rockets are going up into space. What are they looking for? What are they trying to find? What are they keeping their eye on? And everybody says NASA is so transparent. I don't believe that NASA is that transparent. We can't walk into NASA and say, "Let me see your files." They'll say, "Hey, call security. Get this nutcase out of here." So again, keep an open mind, because as I read down through this article, they're asking some very serious questions. What about our sun? Then they go into this orbital program here. And the big red orbit is that of Planet 9. And then I'm taking a look at this right here, this long elliptical orbit right there. And what is that labeled? 2014 FE72. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and look that up. But it looks like that orbit kind of matches where Nemesis is supposed to have come from our deep south, under our solar system, and up and over the sun and back out. So I find that very odd that this diagram would actually be in this article. Is it a subliminal diagram? Because we know that even in advertising, they use subliminal features for the human mind. Now, I'm going to look up what 2014 FE72 is. Will I come upon some disinformation? Maybe. Will the information be accurate? Maybe. But who's to say? Further in the article, question: why is there misalignment between the sun and the orbits of the planets? And the astrophysicist who was involved in the research, he answers kind of technically. Another question: so Planet 9's gravitational influence is forcing the solar system to wobble? Okay, is it messing around with our planets? Is it messing around with our sun? What is going on? Does it have this ability? All of these questions and all of these answers seem to match the theories of Planet X. To me, that was very suspicious. I wasn't so involved in the article itself. I was involved in what they were asking and the answers and how a lot of it matched. Nemesis, Nibiru, the orbit, the wobbling of the planets, the effects on the sun. So are they leaking this information out little by little? Very, very specific questions. Does this help us better understand planet formation or solar system formation? And then the astronomer goes right into it, and he answers the question. Now, are these two guys placed into the public eye to deliver this information to the public? Are they being puppetized by the government to slowly leak this information out? Because it just wasn't too long that they came out with the articles of the findings of this Planet 9. Now, October 19th, they're coming out with another article talking about Planet 9 and the effects on the solar system and tilting of the sun. So to me, it just seems kind of suspicious. So I urge all of you to get into this article, read the questions, read the answers, and come to your own conclusion about this article in Astronomy Magazine, because I want to hear your opinions. So either drop me an email based on this video or leave some comments under the video. And with that said, I'd like to thank all of our Nibiru watchers. You guys do a fantastic job. Would also like to thank you for your loyal subscribership. You can continue to email your photographs and your video to NibiruPlanetX2016@gmail.com. And don't forget to share our videos with your friends and family members on Facebook. And subscribe to the Nibiru channel for all of our current updates. And like I always say, keep an eye in the sky. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Nibiru channel. It is October 21st, 2016. And one of our subscribers tipped me off to an article in Astronomy magazine. Now, I have to apologize because as we were recording, I just can't get it into my head, but I called the magazine Astrology magazine, when in fact, it's Astronomy magazine. I kind of mix up the two. But anyways, my point is, this article was very intriguing, and I have my own thoughts on it, and I wanted to share these thoughts with you, but I also want you to form your own opinion. Now, one of our Nibiru watchers and very loyal subscribers sent me an email earlier, and it had a link to an article from Astrology magazine dated for October 19th, 2016. And within the article, it is an interview with one of the astrophysicists, astronomers, who went on record about their discovery of this Planet 9. Now, the reason why I'm showing this is this has to do with the sun. Heading, Planet 9 may be responsible for tilting the sun. Now, for the past 6 months, a lot of